their fake land rover on Mars discovering water, or the remains of water, is to give us the notion that there are other life forms out there, and that they will come in contact with humanity, will give us the answers, will tell us the reason why, who, what, when, where. All of our questions will be answered. This is the Antichrist system Satan has planned. He has worked with the science agencies, with the space agencies, with modern physics. The scientific community is not science. It's a religion. It's an agenda. Look into the facts, study these, understand that we have been lied to. Our entire universe is one big lie. If we look into everything, we will see that the UFO alien agenda is the grand finale of the entire deception that's been placed on humanity. Why would they lie about the Big Bang universe? Why would they lie about evolution? Why are they lying to us? Why are they lying about the Earth? Because without the Earth being a planet, everything falls apart. The Earth is not a planet. God created us unique and special. The Earth is stationary. It's motionless. The Bible is very clear. The war between science and religion has been going on for thousands of years. Understand that the science community has hijacked real science, the scientific method of being able to observe, to test, to repeat, to do an experiment that can be verified. None of their claims can be verified. They mask everything in billions and millions of years. From the fossil record to our entire universe, from the stars that are in the sky, the alien agenda is the grand finale of all of the deceptions and of all the lies that have been told to this world. Understand that you've been lied to.
Every day we see things in the sky. There's about 150 UFO sightings every day. Now 90% can always be explained as, naturalistic or man-made objects. And what's happened is there's been a cultural conditioning because of the advent of science fiction. Science fiction is the #1 entertainment genre today, bar none. And because of evolution, people interpret what they see in the skies as being otherworldly craft. So simply put, because evolution is the ruling paradigm, if evolution occurred on the Earth, they think there's somewhere in this 14 billion-year-old universe, there must be a myriad of planets, and if that life has evolved on those planets million or billion years in advance of human beings on the Earth, well, just imagine how advanced their technology would be. I mean, that's the stuff of science fiction, right? When they go out and they explore the universe and they see, in Star Trek, all these different alien races at different stages of their evolution. And so people look up and they interpret based, I think, on those two things.
What is coming here? Jesus says that let no man deceive you, many will come in my name. He also says that even the elect would be deceived if that were possible. We read in 2 Thessalonians, Satan comes with all signs and lying wonders. So it gets to the point, what are we really looking at here? What is coming is unprecedented. And the roots of all this can be found literally in Darwinism, because Darwinism sets up an intellectual and spiritual vacuum in a person to where that person goes, well, if we're just, an accident of evolution, well, where did it all start? There are people in academia, in science, in exopolitic movement who are looking for our creators, our progenitors. There is a movement called exopolitics who are looking towards ET as just exactly what, now that sounds far out. He says, well, maybe millions of years ago in another part of the galaxy, a race of highly evolved extraterrestrials would have created mankind and then scattered us through the universe, and here we are. That's panspermia. So Darwinism sets up, what it does is it erodes, cuts away the bulwark of the worldview, of the Christian worldview. It cuts away at the knees. And so we are now in this post-modern Christian world where, well, we all evolved. And even some theologians and pastors will say, well, you know, God used evolution. Baloney. No, he created everything. He spoke it into existence. But this sets up the paradigm, okay, for the coming great deception. Darwinism is sort of a linchpin which sets up the coming great deception.
Imagine 100 years ago, a farmer standing in his field one night, and he sees some lights in the sky and they're interacting with each other and moving as if they're guided intelligently. But 150 years ago, they've never seen a motor car. You don't have any concept of alien worlds, spaceship or anything. So you will interpret it within your cultural understanding of the day. Okay, so he might say, well, maybe it's an angel or a demon or something like that. Now, let's shift forward today. What's the first thing somebody would say if they saw some lights moving around the sky? It's a UFO. Now, UFO is a loaded word. It doesn't mean unidentified flying object anymore. It means alien spaceship piloted by extraterrestrials. So that's why I think the idea has become so mainstream. So that's the evolution connection to it.
Because all the signs are here. All the signs are here. And what's coming, signs in the heavens, signs on the earth, what is coming is unprecedented. And it will cause, in my opinion, this great deception, which says that E.T. created all life on earth, that E.T. Genetically manipulated us, that E.T. started the world's civilizations, that E.T. created all the world's religions, and now, at this critical juncture in human history, E.T. has come to give us a DNA download, upgrade.
And again, isn't it interesting that all of these researchers seem to concur that these aliens want to come and give us spiritual messages?
Some of the passages that puzzle me the most in the scripture, it describes that the whole world is going to go to war against God. Now, I can understand the world rejecting God, I can understand the world not believing God, but somehow it's always been hard for me to visualize the world mustering its resources to go to war against God. And yet that's clearly what it says in Psalm 2 and a number of other places. But you know, suddenly I could begin to understand how this might happen, because there are many people that believe that there are already aliens among us conspiring with the government, whatever, and they visualize these as being the good guys. They're here to help us. They're here to give us advanced technology. There are people that really have this kind of attitude. I can begin to see a scenario which we sometimes call good cop, bad cop kind of thing, where Satan's emissaries pose to be our friends to help prepare us for the bad guys who are coming. And I can visualize the whole world being deceived and taking up arms against God, thinking that they're being led by their friends who are actually Satan's emissaries.
I believe, I call it the coming great deception. And what we're going to see is, or what we are seeing, is this manifestation of orbs and craft and other phenomena, other anomalies. Meanwhile, shows like the History Channel's Ancient Aliens program is promulgating what I call the coming great deception. They're saying that E.T. created all life on this planet, that they genetically manipulated all life on this planet, that they started the world's civilizations and religions, and now are coming back at this critical juncture in human history. It gets weird here. In my research, and I know this gets really woo-woo here, okay? And if you're not up to this stuff, this sounds really far out. But it's scientific. We have talked to people that have claimed to have been abducted by aliens, okay? First of all, they're not aliens. We believe that they're interdimensional beings, i.e. fallen angels. There's a hybridization program going on. Whatever these beings are, they're extremely interested in our DNA and manipulating that DNA. We hear that over and over and over again. We have removed 16 implants, not we, but one of our colleagues, Dr. Roger Lear, has removed 16 implants from people. We have a trail, a chain of evidence. We have the person who tells this bizarre story of being abducted, okay, but now we bring it into the lab. We've got x-rays, here's the object. Okay, so the person isn't telling a lie. We've got a chain of evidence. We take the object out, we put it under a scanning electron microscope, lo and behold, we see carbon nanotubes. It is a computer running, we think, about 100 times faster than the fastest computer we have on the planet. Our computers run about 3.5 gigahertz here. This chip has a clock speed. It gives off a signal when it's in the host body of 317 gigahertz. We think it's a clock speed. This thing, whatever it is, it's changing the host DNA. It's a prototype. And I realize if you haven't traveled in this stuff, it sounds incredibly bizarre. But here's the scientific evidence with a whole chain back to the host telling this bizarre story. Here's the implant that comes out of the host. Now we cut the implant in half. We look at it under an electron scanning microscope, and what do we see? Carbon nanotubes, fissures, like weird little, look like ganglia coming off this thing, where the nerve endings wrap around from the host, wrap around and sort of dock with this implant. The implant has a secretion which keeps the body from expunging it. High strangeness. Satan comes with all signs and lying wonders. It's time for us to, get the heads out of the sand and begin to look at this phenomena and understand that he's guarding this. But what would make people take the mark of the beast? What would make people want to line up and take this thing? No Christian in their right mind would. But Christianity has been, for the most part, like I said earlier, sort of chopped off at the knees, eroded by Darwinism. So you've got billions of people who are awaiting something. They're looking for something. They're looking for our progenitors. And this is what I call the coming great deception. And it ties right in with the mark of the beast.